Your life doesn't improve by chance. It improves by transformation. They say it takes 21 days to form a habit. But what if I told you that just one focused week, 7 days of dedicated effort, could be the breakthrough you've been seeking? Most people spend months, even years, trapped in the same pattern, waking up exhausted, pursuing distractions, making commitments they never fulfill, hoping things will magically improve. I've been there. I know what it feels like to want transformation so desperately, but not know where to begin. That was me until I got fed up with my own justifications. I didn't transform my life overnight. I didn't climb a mountain or win the lottery. I simply selected 5 simple habits, small adjustments that I committed to for 1 week. And those 5 habits sparked a revolution that gave me back my time, my vitality, and most importantly, my confidence in myself. This isn't about being flawless. It's about doing what succeeds. And what succeeds is momentum, small victories, daily discipline. The kind of habits that don't just alter your schedule, they alter your identity. So if you're exhausted of feeling trapped, if you're ready to finally seize control, this message is for you. Today, I'm going to guide you through the 5 habits that transformed my life in just 1 week. Stay with me for the next few moments as I demonstrate how to begin small, remain consistent, and construct a life you're proud of, one habit at a time. Let's dive in. Number 1, begin with one habit that counts. Let me be direct. The biggest error people make when attempting to transform their life is attempting to transform everything at once. It's tempting. You get inspired, feel energized, and suddenly you want to repair your sleep, your nutrition, your finances, your objectives, your relationships, all in one shot. But here's the reality that no one wants to acknowledge. Real transformation doesn't come from massive overhauls. It comes from selecting one thing and maintaining it until it becomes part of who you are. When I determined I'd had enough of living on autopilot, I didn't attempt to reinvent my entire existence. I selected one habit, just one. I told myself, if I can accomplish this consistently for a week, I'll prove to myself that transformation is possible. And that choice was the turning point. You don't need 10 habits. You need one habit executed 10 times. Consistency defeats intensity every single time. Let's examine James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits. Before he became a best-selling author, he wasn't pursuing fame or massive objectives. He began by committing to a simple habit, writing 1 page a day. Just one. That act of appearing every single day without fail transformed him into one of the most respected voices in personal development. Why? Because he grasped that small actions, repeated over time, lead to significant results. You don't construct discipline overnight. You construct it daily, one choice at a time. That's the secret most people overlook. They believe transformation has to be extreme to be effective, but extreme rarely endures. What endures is sustainable. What endures is something so small, so achievable, that you can't fail. That's where the magic begins. One push-up, one page, one walk, one glass of water. It sounds too simple, but that's the point. The objective is to lower the resistance so your brain can't come up with a reason not to accomplish it. Once you construct the streak, 2 days, then 3, then 5, your identity begins to shift. You no longer declare, "I'm attempting to transform." You start declaring, "This is who I am now. Here's how to apply it." Stop creating a list of 10 habits. Don't download 5 new apps. Don't compose a long to-do list that stresses you out. Select one habit. Make it small. Make it daily. Make it count. If you want to read more, commit to 10 pages. If you want to get fit, commit to 5 minutes of movement. If you want superior mornings, begin by waking up 15 minutes earlier. Don't attempt to transform the world. Just attempt to win the next 7 days. There's something powerful about honoring your word to yourself. When you declare you'll accomplish something and you actually accomplish it, even when no one's observing, you start building self-trust. And when you trust yourself, you no longer require outside motivation. You become the kind of individual who appears. That's where your confidence originates. Not from being flawless, but from being consistent. So let this be your first action. Select one habit that aligns with the life you want to construct. Commit to executing it every single day for the next 7 days. No justifications. You're not aiming for massive results right now. You're aiming to prove to yourself that you can follow through. And once that habit sticks, you'll have a foundation strong enough to construct anything on top of, because the first real habit you develop isn't reading or working out or waking up early. The first real habit you develop is appearing for yourself. And once you master that, everything else becomes achievable. Number 2, prioritize small, consistent actions. There's a dangerous falsehood floating around in the world of personal development. The notion that life transforms in one big moment, that there's a single breakthrough, a flash of brilliance, a sudden spark that transforms everything. And while those moments do exist, they're incredibly rare. You know what's far more common? Quiet, consistent effort, tiny choices, small victories. That's the real secret behind lasting transformation. If you're attempting to accomplish something great, transform your habits, pursue your dreams, rebuild your mindset. Don't wait around for a perfect day. Don't wait to feel prepared. Most people waste months, even years, waiting for motivation to appear. But motivation is inconsistent. What you really require is discipline. And discipline is constructed on consistency. It's not about how much you accomplish once in a while. It's about what you accomplish daily, especially when you don't feel like it. Let me provide you a real example. Jerry Seinfeld, one of the most accomplished comedians in the world, didn't construct his career by writing genius material in one sitting. He did something incredibly simple. Every day, he sat down and wrote jokes. He marked an X on a wall calendar. Each day, he accomplished it over time. He had a chain of X's, and he had one rule: don't break the chain. That's it. One joke a day, one page a day, one victory a day. That's what constructed his confidence, his skill, and ultimately his legacy. This principle applies to every area of existence. Want to get in shape? One workout won't accomplish it, but one workout every day will transform your body. Want to grow your business? One phone call might get ignored, but making one call every day constructs connections, momentum, and opportunity. Want to be more present with your family? One good conversation every evening creates stronger relationships over time. The key is repetition, not intensity. Repetition. You see, the reason small, consistent actions succeed so well is because they sneak past resistance. They don't trigger fear. They don't overwhelm your brain. They're manageable, which means you're far more likely to execute them. And the more you execute them, the easier they become. You construct rhythm. You construct reliability. You become the kind of individual who follows through. Most people don't fail because they don't attempt. They fail because they attempt to accomplish too much too soon and then burn out. They believe progress has to be dramatic to be meaningful. But it's the little things, the easy-to-overlook things that shape who you are. One day of effort doesn't matter much, but 100 days of effort that will transform everything. Let's get practical. Think of an area of your existence you've been struggling to improve. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe it's your vitality. Maybe it's your confidence. Now ask yourself, what's one small thing you can accomplish every day that would push that part of your existence in a superior direction? Not a huge commitment, not a 5-hour grind session, just one small action. Something that's so simple you can't talk yourself out of executing it. Then execute it every day. Track it. Keep score. Don't skip a day. Make it part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or turning off the lights. And don't let the simplicity deceive you. These actions compound like drops of water wearing down stone. Over time, they create deep transformation, quiet transformation, real transformation. It's also important to celebrate these small victories. Most people ignore them. They focus on what they haven't accomplished yet. They beat themselves up over what's still incomplete. But when you acknowledge your advancement, even the little things, you reinforce the behavior. You start to sense momentum. You start to believe in yourself again. And that belief is fuel. Imagine where your existence would be 1 month from now if you committed to just one small action every day. Imagine where you'd be in 6 months, a year. It's not about being flawless. It's not about hitting home runs. It's about appearing day in, day out, no matter what. Here's the reality. Small actions executed consistently are more powerful than bursts of inspiration. They construct habits. They construct trust. They construct the kind of existence you can be proud of. It doesn't matter how slow you're advancing as long as you're moving forward. So the next time you're tempted to accomplish it all at once, pause, breathe, and remember Jerry Seinfeld's calendar. 1x a day, one step, one victory. That's how great things are constructed. Begin now. Begin small. And whatever you accomplish, don't break the chain. Number 3. Limit distractions and safeguard your focus. Let's be honest. Focus is one of the most valuable skills in the world today, and it's also one of the rarest. We live in a time when distractions are everywhere. Your phone buzzes. Notifications pop up. Someone sends a message. You scroll for just a second, and suddenly an hour has disappeared. You feel occupied, but you haven't moved forward. That's the trap. The illusion of productivity with no real advancement. Here's the reality. Most people overlook. If you don't direct your focus, the world will direct it for you. Every app, every platform, every advertisement is fighting for your attention. And if you let them succeed, you lose. Your time, your vitality, your clarity, your existence. Distractions might not seem dangerous in the moment, but they quietly steal your potential. Think about how much more you could accomplish if your focus was razor sharp. What if for just 2 hours a day, you had deep, uninterrupted time to labor on your objectives? How much further would you be in 1 month, 1 year? Focus is the gateway to excellence and safeguarding. It is a skill you must construct deliberately. Let's observe someone who constructed their success on this very concept. 2146. Cal Newport, the author of Deep Work. Newport doesn't use social media. He doesn't pursue every trend. Instead, he carved out focused blocks of time every day to accomplish deep, meaningful labor, writing, thinking, creating. This practice of laboring without distraction didn't just help him compose best-selling books. It made him a respected voice in productivity, research, and achievement. He didn't rely on constant motivation. He relied on focus. That's the mindset shift we require. Stop attempting to accomplish more. Begin executing what matters without distraction. You don't have to abandon your phone or disappear from the world, but you do require boundaries. Distractions don't just come from technology. They also come from people, habits, clutter, and mental noise. The real question is, what's pulling your attention away from the existence you're attempting to construct? It might be endless scrolling. It might be responding to everyone else's needs before your own. It might be jumping between tasks all day without completing anything. Whatever it is, it's time to repair it. Begin small. Create one window of deep focus each day. It could be 30 minutes, an hour, or 2 hours. During that time, no notifications, no multitasking, no interruptions. Put your phone in another room. Close your inbox. Let people know you're unavailable. This isn't being rude. It's being responsible. You have to treat your attention like your most valuable asset because it is. Every time you safeguard it, you take a step closer to your objectives. Every time you waste it, you take a step further away. Let's be honest. You don't require more time. You require superior focus. Most people have enough time to make advancement. They just lose it to things that don't matter. A Netflix binge, an hour on social media, another quick scroll. These things feel relaxing, but they leave you empty. They don't move your existence forward. Here's a challenge. Track your time for one day. Just one. Document how you spend each hour. You'll be shocked at how much time disappears. Once you observe it, you can repair it. You can reclaim it. Imagine what you could construct with 2 extra focused hours a day. That's 60 hours a month. That's 720 hours a year. That's nearly a full month of labor reclaimed just by limiting distractions. And the best part, you don't require to labor harder. You just require to labor smarter. Focus doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. So design your environment to support it. Clean your workspace. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Use tools like website blockers or timers to stay on track. And most importantly, train your brain. The more you practice focus, the stronger it becomes. This isn't about perfection. You're going to get distracted sometimes. That's acceptable. But you require a system to get back on track. A reset button, a habit of pausing and refocusing when your attention drifts. Over time, you'll notice something powerful. You're no longer a slave to your phone. You're no longer reacting to everything around you. You're in command. And when you direct your focus, you direct your outcomes. So here's your action step. Select a daily focus block. Begin with just 30 minutes. Select one task that counts. Turn off everything else and go deep. No multitasking, no jumping tabs, just pure, uninterrupted effort. Execute that consistently and you'll start witnessing results faster than you imagined. Because in a world full of noise, focus is your advantage. It's your weapon. And if you safeguard it fiercely, it will take you places distractions never could. Number 4. Prioritize your health first. Let's talk about something most people don't realize until it's almost too late. Your health is not optional. It's not a side quest on your journey to achievement. It is the foundation of everything. You can have big dreams, clear objectives, powerful habits, but if you don't have the vitality to execute, nothing moves forward. When your body is exhausted, your mind is foggy. When your mind is foggy, your choices suffer. And when your choices suffer, your future suffers. It's that simple. People love to declare, I don't have time to exercise, or I'm too occupied to eat healthy. But let's flip that for a second. How much time do you think it will cost you if you get sick? How much momentum will you lose if burnout hits? How many dreams will you postpone because your body can't keep up with your ambition? Let me provide you a real example. Arianna Huffington, at the peak of her career, while constructing the Huffington Post, she collapsed at her desk. She was exhausted, sleep-deprived, and pushing herself past the limit. That moment forced her to reevaluate everything. She realized that no achievement was worth sacrificing her well-being. From that day forward, she became an advocate for sleep, self-care, and health as non-negotiables, not luxuries. You don't require to wait for a collapse. You can make the shift now. Here's the reality. Your body is your engine. If the engine breaks down, the whole journey halts. Show more 21:49. And just like a car needs regular maintenance, so does your body. Not once in a while. Every day, your vitality, focus, discipline, and creativity all flow from your physical state. You're not lazy or unmotivated. You might just be depleted. You might be running on fumes and blaming yourself for not being able to sprint. This is why health must come first. Because when your body feels strong, your mind follows. You're more resilient, more optimistic, more focused. Suddenly, that difficult task doesn't feel impossible. That big objective doesn't feel so far away. You don't need to push yourself to begin. You want to begin now. You don't require a gym membership or a six-pack. You don't require to go vegan or run marathons. What you require is movement, daily movement, fuel, hydration, rest, the basics, the fundamentals, because those are the things that unlock everything else. Let's begin simple. Walk 20 minutes a day. Execute bodyweight exercises, push-ups, squats, planks. Drink more water. Reduce the junk food. Get 7 to 8 hours of real quality sleep. That's it. No perfection, no extremes, just commitment to the essentials. If you're someone who labors long hours or sits at a desk most of the day, this matters even more because your brain was never designed to stay sharp in a stagnant body. When you move, you stimulate your mind. You reset your nervous system. You shake off stress. You generate momentum. And it's not just physical, it's deeply mental. When you select to take care of your body, you send yourself a powerful message. I matter. That mindset bleeds into everything. You stop tolerating low standards in other areas too. You appear better at labor. You're more present in relationships. You're more courageous with your objectives because a strong body constructs a strong mind. And a strong mind is unstoppable. Think about it this way. Your health is an investment, not an expense. Every step you take, every stretch you execute, every healthy meal you consume, it's a deposit into your future. And over time, Those deposits accumulate. You begin to feel superior. You begin to look superior. You begin to believe that maybe, just maybe, you really can accomplish this. So, what's the action step? Begin with one health habit. Just one. Select a time in your day for movement. Maybe it's first thing in the morning. Maybe it's after labor. Maybe it's a 10-minute break in the afternoon. Make it non-negotiable. Execute it every day for 1 week. Then construct from there. Add in superior sleep, cleaner food, more water. Stack the victories. Don't wait for a crisis to take your health seriously. Don't wait until you're burned out, broken down, or fed up. Determine now that your body is worth protecting. Your vitality is worth cultivating. Your future is worth appearing for. Because no matter how big your objectives are, you only get one body to carry you there. Treat it like the powerhouse it is. Fuel it, strengthen it, respect it, and it will return the favor by giving you the strength to pursue down every dream you've got. Take care of your health, not just for the way it makes you look, but for the way it makes you exist. Number 5. Track small victories to construct big confidence. If there's one thing that silently shapes your self-image and long-term achievement, it's this: the way you evaluate progress. Most people only celebrate the big victories: getting the promotion, reaching the objective weight, launching the business. And while those moments are worth celebrating, they're not what keep you advancing day after day. What really fuels growth? What constructs real confidence? The small victories. The ones no one observes. The ones that feel too small to matter, but matter more than you realize. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you earn. And you earn it by executing what you declared you would execute. Especially when it's difficult. Every time you follow through, even in a small way, you reinforce belief in yourself. You begin to think, I can accomplish this. You begin trusting your own word. And that's powerful. Let's observe an example from history. Benjamin Franklin. Long before habit trackers and digital planners, Franklin created a system to track his personal growth. He identified 13 virtues he wanted to develop, including things like temperance, industry, and humility. Each day, he marked whether he had upheld those virtues. He reviewed his chart weekly, reflected on his advancement, and adjusted. That process, tracking and reflecting, helped him grow into one of the most respected thinkers, writers, and inventors of all time. What Franklin grasped is something most people forget. What gets tracked gets improved. When you don't track your advancement, you lose sight of how far you've come. You feel trapped even when you're growing. You downplay your efforts, and that drains motivation. But when you can observe your victories written down, checked off, documented, you sense momentum. And momentum creates motivation. Let's get practical. How do you begin tracking your small victories? It doesn't have to be complicated. Begin a habit tracker. Use a notebook, an app, or a simple checklist. Each day, document one thing you executed well. Maybe you drank more water. Maybe you resisted a distraction. Maybe you pushed through a task you didn't feel like executing. That's a victory. Record it. Over time, these little notes become a story. They inform you you're not the same individual you were a week ago, and that story becomes your identity. You stop declaring, "I can't stick to anything," and you begin declaring, "I'm someone who follows through." That shift in self-perception is life-changing. This succeeds in any area of existence. Want to save more money? Track each time you declare no to an unnecessary purchase. Want to improve your fitness? Log every workout, no matter how short. Want to grow your mindset? Document every book you read, podcast you complete, or journal entry you accomplish. The victory doesn't have to be big, it just has to be real. Now, here's the magic. When you track small victories, you also construct resilience. Because, let's face it, there are going to be difficult days. Days where motivation is low, days when advancement feels invisible. But if you've been tracking, you'll have proof that you are making advancement. You'll be able to look back and declare, maybe today wasn't perfect, but I've come too far to quit. Now that's how you keep advancing when most people halt. There's also something deeply satisfying about closing the day with a victory, even a tiny one. You go to bed knowing you didn't just let the day pass. You utilized it. You made it count. That's where fulfillment begins. Not in the finish line, but in the process. You don't have to wait for permission to feel proud of yourself. You don't have to accomplish something massive to feel like a success. You just have to commit to appearing, executing your best, and recording the journey. Day by day, you'll become stronger, sharper, and more self-assured. Let me provide you one more reason why this matters. The world won't always applaud for you. You won't always get a round of applause when you wake up early, stay disciplined, or select growth over comfort. That recognition has to come from you. And when you track your advancement, you give yourself the credit you deserve. You become your own coach, your own cheerleader, your own source of drive. So here's your challenge for the next 7 days. Track one victory a day. Just one. At the end of the week, read them back. You'll be surprised by how much you've actually executed. And more importantly, you'll sense the difference. That's when you know it's succeeding, because achievement isn't constructed in huge leaps. It's constructed in tiny, invisible steps. It's constructed in quiet triumphs, in small victories that nobody applauds for, but that you keep appearing for anyway. Track them, honor them, construct your confidence brick by brick, and soon enough, you'll look around and realize you've become someone unstoppable. So here we are. You've heard the 5 habits that transformed my existence in just 1 week. And if you've made it this far, there's a part of you that's ready not just to listen, but to exist differently. Maybe for the first time in a long time, you're beginning to believe that transformation isn't some distant dream. It's something you can reach. And it begins with small, powerful steps. Let's recap. You begin by selecting one habit that counts. Not 10. Not everything at once. Just one. Because advancement doesn't begin with overwhelming transformation. It begins with a clear focus and daily follow through. Then you prioritize small, consistent actions, because existence isn't transformed by what you execute once in a while. It's shaped by what you execute daily, especially when no one's observing. Consistency transforms effort into identity. Next, you eliminate the distractions and safeguard your focus. Your attention is your most valuable currency, and if you don't protect it, the world will spend it for you. You can either scroll through existence or appear for it. Then, you remember to prioritize your health, because your body is the vehicle that carries your purpose. No vitality means no advancement. No energy means no vision. A strong body creates a sharp mind, and both are essential for achievement. And finally, you track your small victories, because what gets measured gets improved. Confidence isn't about arrogance. It's about evidence. It's about demonstrating yourself day by day that you are growing, you are advancing, and you are becoming who you're meant to be. Now let me ask you this. What IFR focus and daily follow actually executed this? What if you took the next 7 days and applied everything you just heard? What would your existence look like 1 week from today? Would you sense more confident, more focused, more in command? You already know the answer. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you sense prepared. The most powerful choice you can make is to begin right now, right here, exactly as you are. Because a superior existence isn't constructed in a single moment of inspiration. It's constructed in daily choices, in quiet commitment, in tiny steps that no one applauds for, but that transform everything. Give yourself that 1 week, just one. Appear for your objectives, appear for your health, appear for your future. And when the week is over, you won't just sense different. You'll be different. Remember this, the existence you want is waiting on the other side of your discipline. So begin with one habit. Stay consistent. Stay focused. Prioritize your body. Track your victories. And when you execute, you won't just transform your week, you'll transform your existence.